bitches, this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Water Alchemy Oracle by Alexandra Wenman. Alexandra Wenman is a Findhorn Press author. Findhorn Press does decks that are usually, they go under the radar a little bit. I have to be honest with y'all, not a lot of people are gagging for them. But I feel like a lot of the decks that they bring out are kind of special or do something different. The first deck by Alexandra that I had was the Archangel Fire Alchemy Oracle, which is really good. But her deck, that deck, and this is her second deck. Her decks can be a little bit guidebook heavy, although this one is a bit more accessible to read intuitively out of the box, I think. But they are very much decks that you kind of work with. So let's start with the guidebook. This deck has many suits. There's a suit of liquids, solids, gas, uses, actions, waters of the earth, waters of the body, and waters of the cosmos. So the deck is kind of divided into different sections. There's an opening prayer, which I like a lot. And then there's all these sigils. Each card has its own sigil that you can kind of use in magic ritual or whatever. There's an introduction, which is pretty lengthy and well written. Join the Water Peace Project, which I think is really cool. Becoming a channel for the living waters, the consciousness of water, the sacred significance of water, the magic of water, preparation for working with this oracle, working with the angels of water. So there's a lot of stuff to do, which I kind of like, and I'm not always in the mood for it, but at least I feel like I'm getting bang for my buck. I bought this deck with my own money, by the way. It's a very reasonably priced mass market deck. And then you get into the first guidebook and the different suits. And every suit gets an affirmation, gets a sacred site / location. Every suit has its healing qualities, crystal associations, vibrational or flower essence, and a star, planet, or constellation. And obviously the sigils that were created. And per card you get a little bit of a, is it the same for every card? Let's see. Yeah, you sort of get a more scientific, matter-of-fact, little mini paragraph dissertation about that water element particle thing, subject. Then you get a message. Then you get something about the illustrations and why it was chosen, the symbolism that is in there. Then you get a little ritual, working with the droplet, unfurl into the new. So these can be meditations, magic rituals, whatever. A sacred water alchemy, blessing of life. So something you can do with water to sort of embody this card. And then be like the droplet. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. So you could easily just pull one card, read the guidebook entry, and decide to really want to embody that energy. So every card has that, and that's pretty freaking cool. So the box is very standard Oracle deck box. I'm not going to focus on that too much. Let's just go through the cards. And the Archangel Fire Alchemy Oracle was very guidebook heavy, unless you already know all of these angels and celestial beings by heart. This is more, it's an alchemical deck. So you get the very matter-of-fact name of the thing on the card, but you could very easily, even at least I can, because I feel very connected to the water, you could very easily sort of use that together with the imagery in your reading without even consulting the books. So in writing the deck and putting these words on the cards, Alexandra has kind of constructed a set of words that work really well as metaphors. And I love it when I had a similar reaction to the Kim Krantz Alchemy Oracle, the hexagonal one. I love it when alchemical processes are being used as metaphors. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So the droplet, obviously, new life is about to begin, stunning. The ripple, so we're going kind of further, almost even getting sort of tarot deck vibes from this as well, where this could be the Fool, but this could be a High Priestess. I don't know. Really, really cool. The spray, like, it's really interesting. It's that joyful, exuberant energy. So the cards really do speak. Rain, what is rain good for? Sometimes we can't stand it. Like, what? It's very easy to use these as metaphors. The bubble, the foam. Look at that. And on a lot of cards, there will be like goddesses or gods depicted, and that does get talked about in the guidebook as well. Whirlpool, this is one of the preview cards that I saw and that I loved. Also, I love this illustrator a lot. Her name is, it does say it right here. Her name is Avelia Savina from, lives in Santiago, Chile. Really, really good artist. What she does a lot is embellish these borders, and it's a little bit campy sometimes, which I like. I'm all about the camp. The whirlpool, you know, are you, are you centered in the whirlpool, or are you the one being kind of getting Wheel of Fortune-esque vibes here as well? Crystal, crystallization, all of these are really interesting processes that you can think about. Wave, the geyser, that's really intense eruptive energy. Still waters. Hail, so those are more like solids, I guess. Yes, ice, very, very gorgeous. Steam, which is more like vapors. Same with mist or fog. Evaporation, you know, what happens when you when your water evaporizes. Is it lost forever or not? Hydration, so this is the uses. We use water for hydration, replenishment, bathing. Would be funny if you got this card. It's basically the deck telling you, bitch, you need to bathe. Purification. But we use water to bless. Gorgeous Mary Magdalene image right there. We use water to dilute. That's very witchy. Cool. We use water to reflect. We see our reflection in it. This is my favorite card in the deck. The symmetry of the composition, I think it's just stunning. The embellishments, the hunky guy, I mean, come on. Swimming, so this is one of the only cards, I love it, but the bathing suit makes it look a tad bit too modern for me. However, I do like it, and it's one of the uses of water. Floating, really, really stunning. You know, it's interesting to think of this. If I were to get this in a reading, especially for myself, I probably wouldn't use this for others as much, but I would love to think about, you know, my state right now. Am I feeling like I'm sinking, or am I actually floating? If I feel like I'm sinking, what can I do to make myself become lighter so I can float back to the top? Or, for example, it looks like I'm floating, but I feel like I am floating, but I feel like I'm sinking or about to sink. That's really interesting. Diving. Rising. And then we're headed into the bodies of water, the lake, the dam. Oh, we kind of got a Naga thing going here. Not really sure about the t-shirt on this dude, but hey. So I hadn't really even paid attention to the figure in this card because I loved the dam allegory so much. I think it's really strong metaphor. Not fond of the composition of this guy, but you know, so far that's just one card in the full deck. But something about the proportions seems a bit off. The head on top of the tiny body, then the huge ass fishtail. The river is another body of water. We get that gorgeous river Styx symbology right here, which I love. The ocean, where we get Poseidon with his steeds. Stunning. A spring. The Holy Springs, we get a Black Madonna here. Really, really dope. The Waterfall, a rock pool. This one looks a little bit funky as well, but I do like it. A C note. I didn't even know what a C note was, so especially with these later cards, like the last suit with the bodies of water, and then the, what was it again? Bodies of water, I forget, there's a lot of suits in this deck. Waters of the earth, and then waters of the body and waters of the cosmos. Some of these I just didn't know, so I would have to refer to the guidebook in the beginning, although I feel like after a couple of uses, you will get, you know, familiar with the terms, and you will, you know, no longer have that problem. An aquifer, like, I kind of want to know what these two are now. So, C note and aquifer. So a C note is a deep underground cave, well, or sinkhole, which holds a permanent amount of water, usually formed of limestone. C notes are fed by rain filtration or underground rivers. They are common in Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where there are said to be over 6,000 of them, and were honored as sacred sites by the ancient Mayans. So that's really interesting. So we're learning a lot here. I love that. And even from that more scientific disposition, that scientific explanation at the top, you know, even from that, you can pull so much for your reading without going into all the extra information even. An aquifer usually refers to groundwater that is held within a body of rock or sediment. Oh, that's interesting. The world's largest and deepest aquifer is the Great Artesian Basin in Australia, which covers 1.7 square kilometers, 7 times the size of the UK. Wow! However, according to scientists, a gigantic, mostly freshwater lake exists under the sea of the coast of the USA. Wow! So it's undersea lakes, kind of. Ooh, so that's really, really cool. Wow, I never heard of that. Fluids, those are waters of the body, very important, and we get this gorgeous pregnancy symbolism here. Tears, which is also waters of the body. And then the celestial waters, so we get the moon. And once again, guys, look at these illustrations. They are so pretty, and they don't look digital. They look kind of painted by hand, although I'm not sure if they were, but they do look it. The comet, I did see that at the beginning, and I love a bit of celestial shit in here, but I do kind of want to know why it's... So the moon I get, the comet. According to NASA, there is a high probability that comets and asteroids play the part in bringing water to Earth. They believe that comets originating in the Kuiper Belt, beyond Neptune, may have carried water here billions of years ago when Earth was likely being pelted by asteroids. Essentially, most comets are like giant snowballs. I didn't know that. Composed of dust, rock, and frozen water hurling through space. As they fly closer to the sun, they begin to vaporize, which creates their distinctive tail. Never knew that before. Call me illiterate, call me dumb. I never took science in high school. I sucked at it, so this is really, really dope. And then last, the nebula, which is another one of my favorite art pieces in this deck. And I kind of wanted to know why that was here as well, but there's probably going to be a cool as hell explanation for that too. Molecules of water have been discovered in one of our oldest known galaxies, located 12.8 billion light years away from Earth. Some of the most ancient and distant water known to us, traces of H2O, were found in a massive galaxy known as SPT 0311-58, which dates back to when the first stars and galaxies were only just being born, and our universe was only 780 million years old. Scientists and astronomers are now considering the use of water as an important tracer of the birth of stars to better understand the creation, growth, evolution of constellations and planets. Not only is water fundamental to the sustaining of life, but it is one of the vital building blocks for the creation of life. Here we see evidence of the miracle of water as a bridge from heaven to earth, and it helped birth first galaxies and stars. the very planet on which we live, and our physical bodies. That's a lot to think about. I love that. And I love this deck, and I love that each card has a really simple sigil that you could use kind of in sigil burning rituals, which I do a lot. So yeah, the box I didn't want to pay attention to, but it's very standard. You know, it's your 2-part box, comes with a little inlay that you know, usually Inner Traditions decks inlays are very, or Inner Traditions. Yeah, I believe it is Inner Traditions, right? Find Horn Press, Inner Traditions, Find Horn Press. Their decks do come with really good inlays that last. So the slightly big Blue Angel, take note. So the slightly bigger guidebook can be put on top. And I just find this deck really interesting. And like I said, you could use it a little less. You could use it, it's a little less guidebook heavy than the Archangel Fire, Oracle, because of the set of words that were chosen. If you're into symbolic language, allegories, metaphors, and if you're into water, this is definitely the deck for you. And also be prepared to learn lots of cool things. Anyways, this has been Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really recommend this, and bye-bye.